Hello, 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 everyone. It is your girl, Laticia Nicole. And tonight we have another amazing show for you. Tonight on We Are All in This Together, I have a father and his sons that are right here in Durham, North Carolina, that are going to be speaking tonight. And I am so excited about what we're going to learn on how a father interacts with his children, his sons in Durham, North Carolina, during a pandemic, during Black on Black crimes, and during a time where Black Lives Matters are echoing through every street, every corner that you turn. Tonight, we're going to be learning how our very own Deej Kraze, because here he's legendary. You don't know I know that, but he has some just amazing sons that also took after their dad, and he's going to be on tonight with his sons. And I'm going to be asking some questions tonight that I know some of you Black dads and you Black moms want to hear. So again, tonight we are all in this together. It is your girl, Laticia Nicole. I'm the CEO founder of Speak Life Enterprises, where I teach words to entrepreneurs and women and girls to shape their reality. We all have the power of death and life in our tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit. And what that simply means, speak what you want to live. Speak what you want into existence. You truly have the power. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them on, and I'm going to play a video, and then I'm going to start speaking to them. But before we get into who they are, I'm going to bring them on. Here's Deej Kraze. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. How you doing, Laticia Nicole?
I am well. And here's DJ Show Out.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, everybody?
Look at your children. And here's DJ Double J. There we go. Over there. Now he would have all the snow and the effects going on. That would be the one that they got all the good stuff going on over there. Like, whew.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that good old green screen get you every time. It get me when I wear green on the green screen. I'm like, why am I invisible? So I understand. How y'all doing?
Doing
good.
So much for being here tonight. Before I get started, I wanted to play a video that's not going to last. It's like for 2 minutes. And then we're going to get into who each of you are and what do y'all do in Durham, North Carolina. And I mean, you guys, I know because my husband is from Durham. Y'all got a legendary dad here. So I'm excited to talk to each of you. So here we go.
Weekend here on the American Tobacco Trail in southern Durham.
Oh, don't act up now.
Somebody or a group of people painstakingly pushed the Black Lives Matter movement a little further, recognizing lives lost with a personal touch. The BLM movement is spreading and evolving as well.
I stopped my jaw. I got chills. There's so many names.
329 of them, in fact, covering nearly a mile of pavement. All unarmed African Americans killed by police dating back to 1990. This iteration includes ages of the victims and, for some, a brief description, quotes, or important notes.
It's moved me to tears this morning to see that somebody took time to recognize life.
This is what it looks like for users of the trail, like the Hassan sisters. They are all too familiar with some of the deceased, but not all.
I feel like this kind of helps me visualize, like, wow, I've never heard of these names when it was like 16, 36, just kind of understanding what was going on and how big of a scale it was on.
For anyone traveling this path, it's impossible not to notice and recognize the magnitude of the problem that has outraged most of America.
It's allowing you to see that there's more individuals with that mindset than just one, I would say. So it's like many have this expression and this idea of what's going on.
The impact so powerful, it brought Carol to a complete stop.
Oh my goodness. I did what, 4 miles, and I can't finish the rest. It seems like, but this is one part I think it needs to stop.
One person commenting on the Trail's Facebook page to whoever did this, thanks. In Durham, Joe Mazer, ABC 11, Eyewitness News.
When was the last time you really looked out the window?
Whew. 329 names.
Wow.
Crazy.
From 2000, it said from 1990 to 2020.
Wow.
Durham, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina.
Bull City.
So with everyone here, I before we start talking about what we just saw and how we feel, I want Dad to start first to tell us who he is and what he do here, and introduce your sons.
Well, first of all, let me thank you for having us on. My name is Deej Kraze. I am born and raised here in Durham. And let me also give an apology to my youngest son, Mason, DJ Flight. He actually just started working at Walmart a couple weeks ago. And so he was scheduled to work tonight, couldn't get off. And he doesn't get off till 10 o'clock. So I apologize for him. But we're here. I'm DJ Kraze. I'm a father, a husband, a mentor, a teacher, all of the above. I'm here. I currently work for Durham Public Schools. I work at W.G. Pearson Elementary School. Big shout out to all of my W.G. Pearson Tigers.
All right now.
Got to shout out the Tigers. But I'm born and raised here in Durham, been here all my life. I moved to Greensboro for about 5 years. And then I came back to Durham. I'm a disc jockey by trade. I've been doing that for 30 plus years. I've owned a coffee house. Our coffee house is located out in Research Triangle Park for 14 years. So I've done a lot of different things. I love DJing. Music is my life. When I grew up, my brothers and I, we had a singing group, my brothers and my dad, actually. We had an a cappella singing group. So we've done the doo-wop, we've done the singing, we've done the church choirs, we've done all of that. We've done music, we've done band. I was in the band, I played the trumpet. I started out on trumpet, and then I switched to the tuba, and I played tuba at the illustrious Hillside High School.
All right now.
North Carolina. And then I went on to North Carolina Central University, marched in the band under the direction of Dr. Jerry Head for a couple of years, and then Dr. Kaysen for 2 years. And music is just my life. I love it. I do it. I live it. This is just what we do. And recently, and I say recently within the last couple of years, I think we've been doing it 2.5 years now. I've started a DJ Academy. Where we actually teach DJs, well, people who want to become DJs, professional DJs, how to become a professional DJ, not just getting a laptop, download music, and doing. We teach you everything about the musical aspect, the history, everything about DJing, where we've come from.
I see the boys doing this. Is that where your boys got that from? And I see both of them got DJ in front of their name. Did they get that from their dad?
Yes, it's kind of funny because people say, Kraze, you've done so much with your sons and this and that. But if you really look at fathers, if you really look at fathers, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
All right.
So whatever it is that the father is into, 7, 8 times out of 10, the children are going to follow into that realm of what they're doing.
Okay.
But so my son's on, my other 2 sons on here. We got DJ Show Out, and we have DJ Double J, and they are 2 of the hottest DJs in North Carolina and also throughout the southeastern United States. That's how we do it. We don't do it small. We go big or go home.
Okay. And they got that from Dad, I presume. So I'm going to go down here to DJ Show Out. And I would love to hear, what are you doing now, DJ Show Out? And just let the people know a little bit about yourself. And then I'm going to go to your brother.
All right. Hello, everybody. My real name is Jordan Jarman. A lot of people know me as DJ Show Out. I've been DJing now for about 10 years now. Started back in middle school. Shout out to Pop. Shout out to DJ Double J. And DJing has just opened a lot of doors for me. With that, I started my own business, Show Out Entertainment. Just acquired my LLC last year on my birthday. So we're just doing big things, and we're just trying to keep it all for the city, all for the family. Currently, I'm attending North Carolina Central University, where I'm majoring in business marketing.
All right.
And as what my father said, music is just in the blood. Music runs in the family. Pretty much all of us have the same kind of story about going through school, starting, did everything in Durham. And, I'm just thankful to just have a family that's like this and just so dynamic, creative. And, I'm just happy to be here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I mean, just by the smiles of your faces, I can see how close you guys are and your family is. I watch y'all. Y'all do y'all do a lot of things together. I think that's amazing. And your dad, like you said, the fruit don't fall too far from the tree. And I'll get to that in a minute, DJ Kraze, because you've done an amazing job for us entrepreneurship and just planting seeds in your son. So DJ Double J, you ready?
Stay ready.
All right. Tell us about yourself. What are you doing these days? And just tell us what are you doing? Tell us about you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those who do not know, which is probably not too many, I am the one and only DJ Double J, the heavy hitter, pipe up fool, Mr. K97.5. The youngest in charge, the young veteran, whatever you want to call me. I've been DJing now. It's crazy to say this, but I've been DJing now for 21 years.
Right.
21 years I've been DJing. DJing has just been like, you know how like LeBron James, he loves what he does. LeBron James. I'm like the LeBron James when it comes to DJing because I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and for me, it's not just about DJing. It's just about how I uplift other DJs that surround me, because I have a lot of DJs that reach out to me like, yo, like, I like what you're doing, and it's amazing to see what you've been doing these past few years. And a lot of times when I tell people that I've been DJing for 21 years, they're like, bro, how old are you?
Right.
Oh, I'm only 27. You know what I'm saying? So I started young from my pops, watching my pops when I was a little boy. My parents at first thought that I was, when I wanted to be a DJ at 5 years old, that's not common. That they were like, yeah, all right, okay. Then like the very next year on Christmas was like the best day of my life because I woke up to a pair of turntables. I didn't care about nothing else that I had at Christmas. I got a pair of turntables that my dad bought, the new Mark starter kit, and I've been running with that ever since. And that being a DJ and being successful has gotten me into a lot of places, including on the road with Bow Wow.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Parties. I did a party with P. Beatty when I was 10 years old in front of 4,000 people. Adolph Arshava had a party, and my dad and DJ T Love was DJing the party. And we actually had an event that night called Kids First Friday. And right after the party, we went straight to my mom really wasn't with it, but she was like, okay, go ahead. Went to the party, shut down the party. It was like 4,000 people and went straight home. And that was like one of the best nights of my life in my career. And it's also gotten me radio. I've been with K97.5 for about, this will be 5 years this year. Mm-hmm. And with the #1 DJ coalition group in the world, it's called the Heavy Hitters. We have some of the top DJs from here to Japan. Like you're a heavy hitter. You know what I'm saying? Heavy hitter, that speaks a lot of volume. So, I'm just blessed and thankful to be able to do what I do. Thanks to my pops for opening a lot of doors for me that, and me being able to connect with a lot of people to become a better DJ and disc jockey. So yeah, that's really it on me. I could go on and on, but I don't want to steal the show.
Well, you know what? I'm thankful about everything that you and your brother just said, which points back to your dad, and what we're talking about tonight. 329 deaths right here in Durham by police hand, by gunfire. So I want to talk about that. And what I just heard is your dad planted seeds in his son that he didn't have to worry about that. But I want to also talk about it, DJ Kraze. What conversations have you had with them? What have you had with them that kept them off the street, that sent them to North Carolina Central? That I see that you bought drum sets at an early age, not drum sets, but I'm thinking about my husband now. Right? You bought a turntable set. What else did you do, and what conversations did you have to have such amazing boys?
I instilled, let me first give a shout out to my parents, Mac and Sue Jarman. I hope they're looking. My mom been hitting me all day asking for the link. Don't forget to send me the link. Don't forget. So I hope she's tuned in. I sent her the information, how to log on. But I took what my father and my mother instilled in me, and I passed it on to my children. We had a lot of controversial conversations. And for example, I'll tell you about when Double J became 16, 17 years old, and he first started driving, probably closer to 18, going out by himself. And one of the conversations I had with him then, and even still to this day, because at 20, what are you, 27, 26? 27 years old, he's still my son. So I still have those father conversations with both of them. But one of the conversations I had with them, especially when all of the police killings and things were going on, were the conversation I had with them is, look, at the end of the day, you will not win the battle in the streets with a rogue police officer or a cop that just wants to do you in. Nothing you do will win on the street. My goal as a parent is to get you home. I want you to come home. So I told both of them, when they got to the age of driving and going out in clubs, and because they both do club DJing and all that type of stuff. I told them, if you ever get stopped by the police, right or wrong, do what the cop tells you to do.
Mm-hmm.
If he tells you to get out the car, drop on the ground, put your face on the ground, spread eagle, do all of that, do that. Because at the end of the day, if you resist that, if you don't do that, then you're opening up that door for him to do whatever it is that he wants to do if he's a rogue cop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key. We don't have a whole lot of rogue cops, but there are some that are out there.
That's right.
And if you come across that rogue cop and he just wants to do whatever it is, maybe to antagonize you or to make you resist. I believe sometimes cops do things to make people say, I'm not doing that, or resist or whatever. Then that opens up the door for them to do whatever it is that they do. But I've schooled both of them, and I pray each and every day, like every day, because Double J, he's all over the country. Show Out, he's all over everywhere. And even my youngest son, Mason, he's at work now, but he still has to drive home. And it's 9, 10 o'clock. He doesn't get off till 10 o'clock. So it's going to be after 10 o'clock, and he's driving home.
DJ Kraze, let's stop right there, because I feel you as a parent right now. Okay. Because I feel it every time my boys leave the house and they're driving. I got a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old, right? And so I'm going to go to the boys, and each one of you can answer. I don't mind who goes first. How did it make you feel when your dad was having these talks with you? Did it scare you? What did it make you feel?
No, I didn't scare. It just made me be more aware and, pay attention to really what's going on. It's like sometimes you need those talks, It's like you need that talk to really be able to, okay, like, so if a situation is to happen or whatever, you already know how to approach it because you've already, your parent or your father or whoever has already told you about it. So for me, I wouldn't say that the only time I will say I was scared is whenever my dad called and he'll tell me, hey man, such and such going on, man, people dying every day. Somebody just died here, somebody just died there. And I'm like, oh man. But reality, that's true. So it's you gotta just be aware and you can't just be everywhere and you got to be safe out here at all times. I'm talking about all times, and especially somebody like me, who I am. You just got to be safe and play it safe.
That's true. DJ Shoel?
And I agree 100% with that. The conversations that me and my father had were needed. They were deep conversations. They were conversations that, a lot of people feel as if that those conversations don't need to be had, but those conversations need to be had. And, especially with us going out, especially even with me going to North Carolina Central, being there now, a lot of stuff goes on, even on the college campuses and stuff like that. Kids, when they're out, they're away from home, they're eager to just go out and do everything and just go here, go there, be with this person, that person. And being from Durham, thankfully, and having my father there guiding me through everything, by the time I got to college, I already had that mindset. It's like, okay, I don't think I need to go here. I don't think I really need to go there. And a lot of times when I said that, I avoided a lot of situations. I avoided a lot of things. So, those conversations really were helpful. Sometimes you sit there, you're like, oh, why are we having this talk? Boom, boom, boom. But then after the conversation, you sit back and you're like, you know what? That was great talk that needed to be had. So, I'm very, very thankful.
That just blessed me, because maybe when myself and my husband is talking to these boys, they'll say that later down the line. You know what? I'm glad we had them talk. So thank you. That just gave me some hope. Okay. So I'm going to go back up here to Dad, because it sounds like the foundation that you did for these boys have been phenomenal. It sounds like you also created a foundation of entrepreneurship for your boys. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's because You know, my dad, yes, I'm a DJ, but growing up, my dad was a DJ.
Oh, wow.
And so he was, they called my dad Hotfoot. That was his DJ hat.
Okay, see, can everybody just stop? Just hashtag Hotfoot. Okay, can you just hashtag Hotfoot? All right. Now that's a hot name. All right.
Yeah. So my dad was, Show Out doesn't know this because Show Out is the DJ that's gonna put the song on, and he's gonna get out there and move around and dance and do all these things with the crowd and get them hyped. But my dad did that when we were growing up. So my dad used to DJ. We used to actually have parties at the house. You know, when I look back on it now, I think like, damn, what was my dad running? Look at what we doing. You know, I mean, what was going on? But there used to be people at our house in the basement. My dad would do his DJ thing. He would actually record the DJ party, the songs and this and that. And this was back when he was using 8-track reel to reel. And he would pre-record his parties. And so then when the parties would be happening, he's out there on the dance floor. And, you know, he claims that he was, you know, he had a move or two. So that's why, you know, he had the name DJ Hotfoot. But, you know, that's pretty much where it started. As we progressed and, you know, and I got through Hillside, went to North Carolina Central. And, you know, when I finished at Central, I wanted to become a full-time DJ. I wanted to DJ like all the time, everywhere. And I thought that I could make a living being a DJ. And actually, and I've told this story on Facebook, off Facebook, different times. In the beginning, it didn't work out that way.
Is it true that it sometimes skipped generations? Like sometimes the things we paved the way for the children, and it kind of like skipped the generations we started, but then they get paid for it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that happens. In my situation, music was my passion. DJing was my passion. And so I actually pursued that. When I actually moved to Greensboro, initially I was homeless. I was actually living out of my car. And actually what happened, you know, we didn't get evicted, but I pretty much gave up the lease and stuff because I knew I wasn't going. I lost my job at John Upstate Hospital. I knew, you know, I wasn't going to be able to pay the rent and this and that. So I just worked it out with the rent people at the time, Strawberry Hill Apartments, matter of fact, here in Bull City. And we just moved out. And my wife at the time, their mother, she actually went and moved in with my parents. And Double J was born, Show Out was not born. And so I moved to Greensboro to pursue my DJing career.
Wow. And, that's huge. They should watch you do all these things. But go ahead.
Yeah. And so kind of what happened was I got down there. Big shouts to DJ Polo, a Durhamite. He was in Greensboro. He was the top jock in Greensboro. Big shouts to DJ T Love, another DJ from Durham, Hillside High School. He was in Greensboro. And pretty much at that time, they were the top DJs in pretty much the area between Atlanta and Greensboro. And so I went down and I kind of got into that clique, and I got with them and I started meeting people. I started working, started doing things. And got a shout out my man, Mark Singletary, and also my cousin, Marcus Jackson. Because what happened for me was my cousin was working with Mark Singletary. My cousin was, I don't know if he was the SGA president. He was something big at UNCG. And Mark Singletary was in town, and Mark Singletary needed somebody to do, a lot of different things, set up this and that and whatever. We had a big national step show in Greensboro. Long story short, my cousin introduced me to him and told him I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought all the resources that I had, my man Greg Lee, a lot of different people, and we pulled it off at the Greensboro Coliseum. And long story short, Mark Singletary from that point started putting me in position and working with different people. I didn't know at the time Mark Singletary was the road manager for New Edition.
Wow. That's
Singletary,
you sound like your son talking right now.
right.
And you sound like some people, a community of people open up doors for you. The point I want to get to, and I hate to stop you right there,
No,
but
go ahead.
I want to get to the boys because the simple fact they've watched you. I want to talk about those seeds that you've planted and how they've been able to stay safe thus far, and how they're feeling, even how this crime is going on right here. But you guys have something that kept you out of the system, that kept you from becoming a statistic. What I put on today came out on June 29th, the 329 names. I thank God that our children are not a part of those names.
That's right.
So I'm going to go to the boys right now because I want to talk about the foundation that your father has set for you, and pretty much leading you on your way. So I'll start out with DJ Show Out this time, about how, I mean, you have a foundation. Let's talk about that entrepreneurship spirit of yours. What happened? What did you gain from all that? I know you didn't hear every word Dad was talking about. What out? Because come on, let's tell the truth. Shame the devil. We got folks, their children are watching.
So
what that made you the entrepreneur?
So funny thing, growing up, honestly, I never really get to see my dad DJ like that growing up. I saw it here and there, but I think my brother probably experienced that more than I did. And growing up, I got into the game a little bit late. I was a kid growing up. I was into toys, video games. It took me a minute to get into DJing, not like Jaylen at 5. He was already doing it. So they got me in the garage. I was in there on the turntable, CDJs, I believe, and trying to practice, do this, that, and the third. And my first ever event was my middle school dance at Shepherd.
Okay.
So all the kids came in. They're like, "Oh, Joy, you a DJ? You a DJ?" It was crazy, and that sparked my mindset. I'm like, I think I could really do this, because truth be told, I really got into it because of my brother and my father. I didn't want to be the kid and just didn't do it. So I did it, but I found my own love in it as I continued to do it. When I got to high school, though, that's when the mindset that was coming in. Like my dad said, he wanted to pursue DJing full time. I was in the mindset of like, I feel as if I could do this. I feel as if I could really DJ full time. And what I mean by DJ full time is by starting a business, delegating a lot of the different things to where I have a entertainment company. Whether I'm renting out sound or having multiple people under me, or
oh my God, that sounds like you have a whole entire company, that LLC. You have a whole entire business, and I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just a lot. So I just thank my dad for that and them seeds. So it was almost as if he really didn't have to do much. He planted those seeds, and it kind of grew in itself because it was more of like common sense to where it's just like some of the things that we would do. And I'm just thankful, and it just sparked my mind to go bigger and greater than I ever could imagine. So that's how it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, DJ Double J. Do you believe that the seeds that were planted kept you off the streets?
Most definitely, because see me, I was DJing was just 24/7 for me. I played sports, but in between sports, it was DJing. I very rarely played video games and things of that nature. I'm gonna tell you what really sparked my mind. It was 2000 and 4 or 5 maybe. It was when Jam Master Jay died, and the BET Awards was on, and they did a tribute to Jam Master Jay. It was DJ Premier, Grandmaster Flash, Kid Capri, and Jazzy Jeff. Killed it. I'm talking about from Premier to Jazzy Jeff. They killed it. And I said, man, you know what? I want to be on the BET Awards because back in the day.
Oh, that's right.
BET, BET was popping. BET was, big. Everybody, you had 106 in Park. You had the Basement, Rap City, and that's. I was like, yo, my heavy hitter brother DJ Enough, he used to be on 106 in Park, so I used to watch him a lot. My homeboy DJ Just, who was a little Bow Wow's DJ, he was on Rap City with Big Tigger. So those are things that made me be like, man, I really want to do this DJing thing,
That's right.
So I was like, I need to take these steps to be able to get to that level. And it's like, look at what it has gotten me. I've become a heavy hitter. Like, you have to become a heavy hitter, you have to do a hell of a lot. I'm talking about, it's like, when you fill out a job, you got to make sure that everything is right. They looking for this, that, the third. So you got to make sure everything is right. And it's crazy because I was almost on the BET Awards this past year.
Okay.
But, it was virtual this year, so it was some technical difficulties going on, and and so I talked with the guy from BT like a few days afterwards. He said, man, you know what? He said, keep working, and I'm gonna have something real special for you next year on the BT Awards. He said, I can't really say nothing right now, but he said, I'm going to keep working for you. But before that, it's crazy because I've been on BT's page and everything. So, things are happening. And so it just goes to show, back in the day when my dad was doing stuff for me and with me, it wasn't like I was just doing it for no reason. I was doing it and taking that into consideration. Like, yo, I need to do something with this because I want to be the biggest DJ in the world.
Okay, now.
Biggest DJ in the world. I want it. Shout out to my fiance here, Jessica. But I want it to be to the point where we can't even go to the mall. We can't even go out to eat.
Is that Jessica Day?
Yeah, that's her.
She said, your time is coming. Keep grinding. You got a woman she said, babe, I see her out there commenting. She said, yes, I love him.
And that's why I married her, because she supports what I do. And, it's hard as a DJ to really find somebody that supports what you do, especially on the caliber of a person who I am, It's hard to find a woman that really supports what you do. So to be able to find somebody who's on my team like that, 150,000%, I got to bring you on with me. We got to.
I want to touch on what Double said about that Jam Master Jay tribute.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't know that. So my brother, when he say he loved this thing, he loved it for real. I never forget it. This is planted in my mind for years. My brother was practicing that routine that he do. I'm talking about day in and day out, because we used to share a room. We was in one place.
Uh-huh.
He'll be in there going, then we moved. He'll just constantly just keep doing it. So to see it all manifest years later and just see where he's at, man, I'm beyond proud of him. I'm glad to even call him my brother.
Oh, y'all gonna make me cry up in here, y'all. This is also, you can just feel the passion coming through the screen. Craze, do you hear me? You got these boys. You have raised these boys. So the next question that I have for you guys, and I could listen all day to y'all because y'all are so passionate about DJing and passionate about your craft, passionate about your purpose. But I would love to hear from each of you. When I say Black Lives Matter, what does that mean to you, Kraze? And then the boys, I want you to answer that as well. Black Lives Matter. What does that mean to you?
Well, my answer could be a little controversial, but
Go ahead.
I am a community activist. Big shouts to my partner Vegas Don. We actually have a community conversation, a virtual community conversation coming up this Saturday.
He on next week. They better get ready. But go ahead.
We Black Lives Matter. The saying, I'm behind 1,000,000%. And anybody that follows me on Facebook, they already know. I'm about the Black Lives Matter, regardless if they are killed by a white person, a police officer, somebody in the community, whatever. I'm about that every Black life matters. And so that's the approach that I bring with it. Mm-hmm. It's not just about the police killing Black people. We got our own that are killing Black people.
Come on, right.
We have, I mean, just two nights ago, we had 9 people shot. Okay, 1 12-year-old, 3 and a 4-year-old,
come on,
and then 5 other people. And it was not at the hands of the police. It was at the hands of our own people. And so, you know, still for me, I'm still like Black Lives Matter. So where are the protests? Where are the people marching, and where are the signs? Where are the turn this person in type of protests and things like that? That's what I'm about. I'm about, you know, nobody should lose their life. Black, white, Korean, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But I'm a Black man, so I'm passionate about Black lives. My kids are Black, so I'm more passionate about Black lives, and that's what I talk about. I preach about. Again, if you follow me on Facebook, you already know that that's what I am about. I'm about uplifting Black lives. I'm about uplifting HBCUs. I'm about everything Black. This shirt that I have on, you probably can't really see it, but it says all Black everything. And that's what I am about.
I love that. DJ Kraze, I want to commend you. I just want to commend you what you and Vegas are doing, because I was actually on one of you guys' community shows, and I thank you for what you're doing in the community, and the people that you're reaching and the people that you're bringing together. And it is for our community and for the seed. And so thank you. I just want you to know that I appreciate that. So I'm going to go down to here to you guys. I'm sorry. I keep saying the boys. Look, I have boys. And when I call them, I'm like, come on, boys, you know, but y'all are men. I know that. But what I'm saying is, children will always be our children. Mm-hmm. And when your dad talked about you going to work and getting in the car, the very reason why I started We Are All in This Together is because my youngest son, he's 16 years old, and he wears braids. His braids about this long, and he's a football player at Hillside. He's the quarterback. And varsity, I'm so proud of him. Aiden Beatty.
What's his name? I'm sorry, what's his name?
Aiden Beatty.
Okay, I work out because I've been working out with this guy who's a quarterback at Hillside. Is he dark skinned?
He look like his mama. He fair.
This must be the backup quarterback.
Yeah. So yeah, and my oldest son is 19. He attends A&T. And but my baby boy, about a month ago, with 2 of his friends, one of his friends has dreads, long dreads, and the other one has short dreads. And they had on their jogging pants and, you know, in a tank top. And it's like, you know, they wanted to go get some smoothies. You guys, when they left this house, my 16-year-old, when he left this house with his friend, he broke down. I cried because I was afraid. And I get it. You know, those are the real spiritual people. I get it. I'm a minister. I love the Lord. And I understand God didn't give me a spirit of fear. Like I know all that. But I had to be very honest to say, when my baby left here, I cried. And he was just going to get a smoothie. Why? Because, okay, remember what to do if they stop you. All right, don't have the music. I swear the police can hear the music. You know what I'm saying? Don't have the music up loud and don't be driving crazy. Come on. I mean, and it would, I cried. So when your dad was talking about you guys are grown men driving, and your brother is driving home tonight from Walmart, I know how that felt and how that feels every time my child leaves the house. So, how does that make you feel to hear your dad talk about Black Lives Matter, and what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you?
Well, for me, I'm all for it. I'm all for Black Lives Matter. Along with what my dad was saying, it's more than just about the police killing. And it's more than just about the killings in general. We have to then support Black businesses, Black schools, you know, Black everything. Like I'm gonna say, Black everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's about supporting our own, you know. So along with conditioning our people to stop killing each other and to condition the society to stop looking at us as an enemy, we have to condition ourselves as a community to circulate that dollar back into the community. You know, so it's crazy. Everybody's used to going to the McDonald's, the Wendy's and all the other places. But, you know, we got Roy's Country Kitchen, we got Dankery, Chicken Hut, you know, all these other places that's in Durham that a lot of people don't even visit, and they pass by it every day. So when I think of Black Lives Matter, I take it a step further beyond the killings. It's about supporting our community and really bringing that sense of business and that sense of positivity within ourselves instead of going out and seeking that from other people.
Oh, I like that. Thank you so much. Double J?
Well, that's kind of basically what I was going to say. But I really just want to touch on the fact that, you know, like my father said, I hate the fact that we scream Black Lives Matter, but we're killing ourselves.
Come on.
So just today, at 5:15 p.m., we had a killing in Durham. Just today. Another child was shot today. And it's like, you know, you can scream Black Lives Matter all you want, but we have to, we got to stop killing each other. You know, like, I'm sure, for instance, let me tell you a story that happened a couple years ago. There was one of my homeboys that I went to school with. They were beefing because it was so, quote unquote, they were beefing because of hood stuff or whatever the case was. So the guy said, next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you. So I'm like, come on, like, is it really that serious? So me, because I knew him and I saw what he said, I took it upon myself. And I went and asked him, I said, bro, what's really the issue? What do y'all have going on? Like, is there anything that can be squashed or anything? Because, you know, I just hate seeing our brothers killing each other, you know? So he tells me that they're beefing over a female. So I said, bro, listen, check this out. You want to kill this man over a female. Now, when you go to jail and you behind them bars, I want you to think to yourself, how you gonna look? Damn, I'm in jail because I killed bro because he was messing with my chick. When that's something that could possibly be talked about, and you can get an understanding from each side or whatever the case may be. But the fact that us as Black people have to go out here and kill somebody else over like a female, over something so small that can be handled, you know, a different way. Certain stuff like that is just sad to me. And I just hate, you know, Black lives matter, but we killing ourselves. We can't, like, that can't happen, you know? So we the killing, I want that to stop. That's the number one thing. Supporting Black businesses is another thing, you know. Like my brother said, you know, you got Roy's Country Kitchen. You got my boy Reese Culture Boutique in Durham, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You have Chicken Hut. It's so many Black businesses here that you can support. Let's support each other. Let's help each other out. Let's stop feeding the white person. You know, not to say it like that, but let's help each other out. Let's do what we can do as a community. You know, as Black people.
Go ahead.
And even with that, going with what Double said, even with me, just recently, if not a month ago, a couple weeks ago, I lost one of my classmates to shooting, and it was on her birthday. She was in Greensboro, celebrating her birthday, and you know, then all of a sudden, shots were fired. Police responded to the scene. She died on the scene, and when everything is coming about the story, it was all over just real simple miscommunication, real simple, just over stupid mess. Like what my brother is saying, you out here, you're taking somebody, you're making a permanent decision when you're doing something like that. That's not something that you coming back from. These are permanent decisions that you are making, and we have to stop feeling like we are our own enemies when it comes to stuff, because we're already enemies to the society. You know what I'm saying? We got all these people looking at us, ready to count us out at every turn, at every stop. So for us, we just have to look at that and understand that, yo, we got not our own.
Oh my God, y'all are hitting so many pressure points right now. So I can't help but ask this: how can we get the message out and make them stop? I mean, one day I was, I know they just closed Northgate, but before the pandemic, I was at Northgate, and this is when they were shooting in cars, shooting at people just walking. You know, they were saying it was a gang initiation, shooting. You know, people didn't know where the shots were coming from. So the police, as I was leaving Northgate, he told me, he said, "Be careful on your way home." And I looked at him and I was just like, you know, what are you guys doing about this? He said, well, you know, every time we put them in jail, by the time we finish the paperwork, they back out.
Yeah.
And so basically to me, he, you know, it was like, he was like, so what do we do? You know, he's like, so you just be careful. And I'm like, here's the police telling me to be careful on my way home. You know, so it's like, so if the police feel that way, what can we do? What can we do? And so I just want to hear what things do you believe that we can do? And I'll start with your dad, DJ Kraze, because I know you're doing some things now. So just talk about it so other people can you know, do it too.
Well, again, we're having our virtual community conversation this Saturday on Zoom, and we've had 4 Zooms, and this is our 5th one. We actually have a 5-part series, and this one is focusing on resources and recommendations, because we actually have an advisory team that we've put together, where the advisory team will be coming together. And this advisory team consists of Sheriff Burkhead here in Durham, Captain Gaddy from the Durham Police Department, and a lot of different people, community people, law enforcement. And listen, we are all coming together to help come up with solutions and things that we're going to attack as a community together. Not law enforcement doing it, not the community doing it. We're doing it together so that we can potentially, you know, because nothing is guaranteed, so that we can potentially help curb some of this violence and killings that are going on. I don't know why those people chose to shoot. And this was a birthday party. This was a birthday party the other night.
Right.
It was probably one of the kids' birthday party. And somebody chose to shoot randomly at the crowd, and they shot 8 different people. Probably didn't even hit the person they were intended to hit. And these are the things that are going on in our community. And it's not the police that's doing it. It's our own people that's doing it. So we're working. We're working. We're trying hard to come up with solutions, recommendations. Anybody that wants to be a part of that, tune in Saturday. You can go to my page, and you can see the Zoom link where you can register and just tune in and check out the conversation. But again, these are things that we are actively doing right now, trying to come up with solutions to heal our city. And we also have, one of the issues that we have is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a mental health organization on our team that is offering free mental health conversation, diagnosis, whatever you want to call it, with people that want to have that conversation. So we're doing those things in our community to help heal our community, because we can't keep killing each other. And I don't want to hear people always say, well, white folk kill themselves at the same rate of black people. Okay, fine. I'm not white. I'm a black man. So my concern is for the black community. I got plenty of white friends. And the crazy part about that is my white friends understand my plight.
My goodness. My goodness. So I'm gonna go down to the to the boys. I know y'all just bear with me. These young men that you have here, amazing young men that are doing it in the community and making a name for themselves, but also I believe leaving legacies also for when they start having children. They're gonna have the stories just like you. And as we're, just dwindling down, I just want to hear from each of you. And I want to hear how you feel about our community, as in Durham, North Carolina. How do you feel about how are we actually handling the gun violence? Um, do you believe it's effective? Do you believe that we're doing enough? And I mean, as a community, can y'all talk to me about that?
I'm gonna say it's 50-50. Looking back on the past few years, I feel like a few years ago it was a lot worse than what it is now. But I'm gonna tell you one issue that is going on with Durham in certain hoods. So me, I know a lot of people. So, I get the word and everything. So a lot of what's going on as far as these killings and stuff, a lot of the OGs are locked up. So with that being said, these younger kids and younger dudes, they're doing stuff to try to get ranked. They may go out and kill somebody or whatever the case may be to get ranked, when really it shouldn't even have to go down like that. But the OGs is like the OGs are not here to really stop, some of this stuff that's going on with the younger generation. Because, I have a couple people, a guy just called me the other day from prison. I honestly forgot that he was locked up.
Wow.
So he called me, and it was good to hear from him. And, he was just telling me, about all the stuff he's been hearing, what's going on in the streets. And, he was like, yo, like, I wish I could be there to kind of calm some of this down, because, a lot of them will listen more to the OGs because the OGs have been through it all, you know. So they see what's going on. They like, yo, you don't want to risk your time doing jail time or, you know, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of my take on what's going on in Durham. But I will say, because my brother-in-law, he's a police officer, and one thing I will say that I believe Durham has gotten a lot better over the years with the gun violence. It's not great, but it's a little better.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go to your brother because, and I want you to know, because I'm gonna go to our listeners as well. One of our listeners said these youngsters that are doing these shootings don't care about OGs. They don't want to listen. But you know, and another one of our listeners um, says that I'm so pleased at all that you are all saying and doing, because it starts with one thing I agree with is that it starts with conversations, right? It starts with conversations. So that's something that we talked about actually on your platform, DJ Kraze, is that it starts with the conversation. So I'm going to go down to your son, DJ Show Out. Can you talk about that?
So, me personally, I'm only speaking from experience and what I've seen and dealt with and this, that, and the third. But for me, there's a almost sense of lack of community now in the city versus more so now everything's about competition. Everybody's got to be better than the next man, and you know, if that person is better, then it's like, oh, they're looking at them differently in ways to try to sabotage what they're trying to do. And I feel like the different things that needs to get done in the community is that we have to find ways to be amongst the people, amongst the community. It shouldn't be a disconnect from the police and the community, from the town hall to the community. People have to understand that they have the power to say something and it can get done. The community has built this sense of, oh, I'm gonna deal with it, I'm gonna adapt to it, or wait until something drastic happens. And at that point, it's almost not necessarily too late, but had you started sooner, it would have been easier to avoid that that kind of situation. So for me, something that I've been adamant about, even with at Central, you know, I'm trying to create a culture, a community that is uplifting, that's motivating. You know, we have to stop looking at, you know, somebody as we're all trying to be great. We're all trying to be better, but that doesn't mean that we have to belittle or look at the next person as that, you know, to the point where you have so much hatred and where you feel like you have to kill somebody or do this, that, and the third. I feel like I feel like Durham is getting better as far as the guns, but not necessarily. It's still a lot that needs to get done. There's still a lot that needs to get done, but changes have been made nonetheless. So, you know, we just have to keep conditioning our communities and keep fighting and keep going, even when the media isn't covering, even when the hype has died down. We have to still continue to keep going and like, no, this is for our community. We have to keep going, even if, even if the Black Lives Matter trend ended tomorrow, you know, who's really going to continue to say, you know, Black Lives Matter? Who's really adamant about that? So, you know, we just got to keep conditioning the community.
So Dr. Gregory Hardy just
I see him. That's one of my big brothers right there.
Okay, and he just wrote, our family members were the police, and our parents gave them the right to deal with us in the streets, and they doubled down when we got home. And it sounds like it was like your son's saying back then, it was the community working along with, the policemen, or working along with, like I say, a community. It was raising the children versus the children not being raised. And I know we probably can go a whole hour and talk about that. Let me see. He said, you are absolutely correct, show out. No sense of community. And this one got me right here. Y'all listen to this. He said, Durham has become disrespectful.
Yeah. Well, it has. See, when we were coming up, when I was growing up, I got two brothers. Shout out to my brothers, David and Dennis Jarman, and my brother David. He's also a disc jockey. Call him DJ Big Tiz. So I got to shout him out. But when we were growing up, we lived on Medina Street, and that's where my parents still live to this day. And Medina Street is off of Elmira. And that is the behind Shepherd Middle School. Pretty much we knew everybody who lived in that community behind Shepherd, all the way back to Riddle Heights, really all the way back to Emory Woods. And our parents knew each other. And if I was cutting up, before I could get home, that phone call was already made to my parents. And so when I got home, I had to deal with that. Not only that, if somebody caught me out cutting up, they would deal with me then. Now then they would say, I'm gonna tell your mom and daddy. But we are of a society now that people come out and say, don't say nothing to my child. Don't you
call the police on you.
Right. Don't you tell my child what to do. And I'm like, this is the community. We holler it all the time and say it takes a village. Well, where is that village? Where is the village? If it takes a village, that means that it has to be more than just mom and daddy at home. And I'm from the old school. That's the way my parents raised me. So if I see your child out cutting up, I'm going to have a conversation with him or her, and then I'm going to let their parents know. That's how I operate. So any of my friends out there, and they know, if I see your kids out here doing wrong, you're going to get that phone call from me, or you're going to, and I'm going to say something to your children, because that's just how we have to be. We have to be that village for our children.
Absolutely. And as I see we're down to the hour, and I wanted to at least give each of you a chance. We're going to go back into the green room, and I want to give each of you a chance to tell them how to contact you, and what you're doing in the future that people can be involved in, or how they can support you. I want you all to know that I am thankful for you for being here. And it takes us all coming together, but it starts with these conversations, these really awkward, some people might say awkward conversations, and everyone of just different backgrounds coming together. Because one thing that I know is that we all are Black people. I don't care what you call yourself. And when I look at my skin color and look at your skin color, we are Black people. And we have something in common. And what we have in common is our families, is our future. And let me tell you something. And if we all can come together on one accord, and I mean on one accord, oh, how powerful we would be. So I'll start. I know I need to start with Dad, y'all. I need to start with Dad, because he's father, and then I'll come down to the Double J, and then DJ show out. So go ahead, DJ Kraze, let them know how to contact you and what you'll be doing.
Well, again, I'm DJ Kraze, born and raised here in the Bull City. We are about our community. You can contact me at DJ Kraze at djkraze.com. That's via email. And that's DJ Kraze at djkraze.com. You also call me 919-215-1162. We have our virtual community conversation going on this Saturday. This is our final one before we get into what my partner calls the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. We have a lot of different community people. We have doctors on this Saturday. We have State Representative Zach Hawkins on this Saturday. You can log on to my Facebook page and you can find the link to Zoom where you can register and get on to this conversation, because the community has to be a part of everything that we're doing. This is not something that DJ Kraze is doing. It's not something that Vegas Don is doing. This is something that we are doing collectively as the community, because the community has to come together in order to solve our issues, in order to heal our city. That's just what has to happen. And I would be remiss if I got out of here without shouting out my wife, Carmen Parker Jarman. She the shirt that I'm wearing, she makes. Most people already know that she makes t-shirts. She makes the bomb t-shirts. And so I got to shout out my wife. Thank her for everything that she does for our family. She, there's always a good woman behind a good man. Ain't no way around it. That's just what it is. Shout out to my parents, Mac and Sue Jarman, and for instilling in me the parental aspects that I had no idea that I would be doing to this day. As we're growing up, you always say that, man, I ain't never gonna be like my parents. I ain't gonna never do this. I'm never gonna do that. And here I am, 51 years old, and I'm just like my daddy. So, but in a nutshell, that's me. I'm a community person. Big shouts to my WG Pearson Tigers. We're supposed to be going back to school in August. I don't know. We'll see when that time comes. But I'm a mentor. I got 42 young Black men in my mentoring program at WG Pearson, 3rd grade through 5th grade, because, that's the foundation. I think a lot of times we wait until they get to middle school and high school to try to direct them. And by that time, it's too late. They're pretty much already headed in the direction that they're going. But that's pretty much who I am. I'm about this community. I love this community. Big shouts to everybody in the Bull City, Hillside High School, North Carolina Central University. Peace.
Well, before you go, and you beat me to the punch, because yes, your wife is lovely, my soror. And she would go get a shout out tonight. So it came from her husband first. I know that's right.
That's right.
But you just brought up something, and what I do at the end of every show is that I want all the Black business owners to post your business right now, and so everyone can support you. I want them to support you. Make sure your wife put you guys business link in for t-shirts. You guys, I'm a Black business owner, and I'm gonna put my link in. Mm-hmm. I want all the businesses, Black businesses, to please put your links up so we can know who we are, where we are, and what we do. Okay? We have to know, while we all here together, we have to know who we are, and let's support one another. Y'all see these DJs out here, you're having these big events. We got Double J, we got DJ Show Out, we got DJ Kraze for old school. Don't get mad, because me and my husband is right there, So we have Black businesses. They didn't told you where to go for the restaurants. the restaurants right here in Durham. We got cupcakes. We got all kind of things right here in Durham. We have to sow back into our community.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you. I'm about to bring your sons and we're going to sons in and we're going to go into the green room. So thank you. All right. On you. There you go.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only DJ Double J. I gotta send a big shout out to my pops, DJ Kraze. Shout out to my mom, Lisa. Shout out my brother, DJ Show Out. Shout out to my fiance, the beautiful Jessica Day. Shout out to my grandma in the building, Sue Jarman. Shout out to my pop, Mac Jarman in the building. My other grandparents, Allen, Joe Allen, the whole entire Reedville, North Carolina family as well. You can get at me at djj93 at gmail.com. You can email me for any type of event. I do any type of event: country, rock, R&B, hip hop, weddings, clubs, private events, you name it, I do it. Once again, I've been DJing since the age of 5 years old, and now I've been doing it for 21 years. I'm a heavy hitter. I worked for K97.5, went to the illustrious Hillside High School, North Carolina Central University, and I am proud to be Black. All right, DJ Double J, that's me.
So let me tell you how honored I am to have you here on We Are All in This Together. My husband called me one day. He said, I want you to look at this DJ. I want you to look at this DJ. He sent him to me. He said, that's my friend's son. And I heard you, it was gospel. And boy, you was getting it. Boy, them legs was going. I said, all right now. Okay. It was so amazing. And I just want to tell you that at the time, and I might as well, I can tell the world now because the news have already said it. At the time I was affected with COVID. And you gave me life.
Really?
I was down for about 2.5 months. And on yesterday, the company that I'm with had already told the news that I had been affected. And so they asked me right on the news, like, hey, what symptoms did you have? And I'm like, okay, I almost died. And they just, like, wait a minute. And not too many people knew that, but I was right there in the basement listening to you, quarantined from my family. And I'm thankful for your gift. I'm thankful. You blessed me. And so thank you.
Thank you for watching and supporting. That means a lot to me, hearing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, I'm going to bring your brother on. All right, DJ, show out. Show out. Tell us about yourself.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, DJ Show Out, your self-made hustler representing the Bull City as always, coming to you live right here on Facebook or wherever you're watching this from, man. Shout out to my pop, shout out DJ Double J, shout out to my mom, shout out to Pop, my grandma, shout out to the whole family, shout out to everybody, shout out to the Bull City. I do have a business. Show Out Entertainment is my business. It's a full-fledged entertainment service company. We provide you with everything that you need as far as DJ service, sound, lighting, whatever you may need. Get up at us, Show Out Entertainment. I am a part of a networking platform started at North Carolina Central University called the Juice Network, #1 source for urban entertainment. You can follow that on at the Juice NC, and you can follow Show Out Entertainment at SOEDNC, and you can follow me, DJ Show Out 919, on all platforms. Book me for all events. I do quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, the whole shebang. We here, and we love what we do. So, yeah.
Now, let me tell you something about your presence. Let me tell you something about your presence. You have such a strong, jolly, wonderful, positive, I mean, just a presence that even when you come on, when you was driving in the car, the first thing I saw was your teeth smiling. You was like, I'm on my way home. You got one of the feel good presence that I know that just comes from God. I just really believe that presence that you have is just, it also could be called an anointing. Right. And so your presence, I'm thankful for your presence tonight, along with your father and your brothers. You guys, this show, normally I stop the show at 10 o'clock. It's 10:23. I wanted to hear everything. I wanted to get everything. I wanted everyone to hear you guys. You guys are amazing. I want to support you in your businesses. When we open back up, and like I said, when we open back up, even if I have to think of some creative things, I have events of my own. I just released Our Stories, His Glory, and I also just released a children's book, I Am Beautiful, that I am itching to have an event for, right? I'm like, I'm ready to have an event. And so I will be reaching out to you guys because it's time. So I'm bringing you guys back. And I just want to say thank you again, just for being here with us tonight. This has been an amazing show. It's a awesome young men. Sue Jarman. Hey, Miss Jarman. Youngsters, you are the most talented one. Love you, man. By the way, I'm still waiting on my elementary school mix.
I know. Hey, man, I got you, man. I got you covered, man. You get at me, man. I got you.
The elementary school mix. I know that's right. Okay.
Because I've done a few events at I think it's where Dr. Hardy teaches at. So he get at me. He be like, man, I need a mix for the kids, man. So I get it to him.
All right. Well, again, thank you guys, and thank you all for watching. This has been an amazing show, and I promise you, I know I'm going to reach back and ask you guys to come again because y'all have so much inside of you. Like I say, I could have went in a whole nother hour. We could have talked about DJing for 3 hours. Okay.
All day.
And I look, and I was like, you just go ahead on. Let me just.
I'm about to go DJ right now just because I'm excited about talking about it.
Man, I'm
gonna share. If you put it out there, I'm gonna share it. One night that you were DJ and Double J, I believe, and I think it was who reached out to you. Oh my God, I feel horrible. Who reached out to him? Somebody. Our books had just came out, and I know Sharon know who I'm talking about. DJ Bro Rap. He reached out to you because it was, and every time I put it, because it feels great, it was this book, the Our Stories, His Glory. And a lot of people are from Durham that's in this book, but I have other people that are in Michigan and that are in New York, just different places, but it's a lot of them right here that are in this book. And he contacted you, and I was like, oh my God, he's right here with me. And my husband, look, I was trying to tell him the story, and my husband had me look at him when he was DJing some gospel, but Durham is small. Durham is small. Everybody know everybody. I mean, I would never know. I went to Winston-Salem State University, the beautiful campus. And don't you say nothing crazy because you married a honey. Don't you say a word.
I'm marrying a Ram as well. So
yeah, my husband into Aggie Pride, married a Ram, and so did Central. So y'all just go ahead on because the Rams are right. Okay, so.
We ain't got nothing but love for all HBCUs when it comes down to it. It's a friendly family rivalry.
It sure is. It sure is. And so, and you guys listen, and this is a whole nother segment because I know I have a sports child, and I feel like he is I'm learning some of the lingo. Is it D1, baby? Okay. But y'all hear my husband talking.
I do.
It'd be nice. So I believe right now, and this is gonna be a whole nother show. Y'all need to be on this thing because I believe they should go to Black colleges so that money can go to our schools. And I know that's a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about because of the foundation that has already been set, but they don't realize that we have the power to set another foundation.
We do. We do. And again, anybody that follows me on Facebook, they already know my stance on that. And just to give a quick example, Clemson has won 2 or 3 national championships in the last few years. 80% of their players are Black. 80% of their football players are Black. And here's the contrast that you want to look at. 9% of their campus is Black.
Ooh.
So you got 9% of the entire campus is Black, but 80% of your football team is Black. 70% of your basketball team is Black. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, look, my husband, he just had to throw North Carolina A&T over there, but he over there, he listening to you, and he's shaking his head because you know he a coach over there at Hillside, I'm just thinking about the changes that we can make now because I believe if we set the foundation now start making it now that we have the ear of our people and not let it die down because and unfortunately sometimes I feel like an ant can just walk across the table and take the mindsets off what we have to be looking at hand now. It's a distraction and we should never let a distraction be our main attraction, especially when it comes to our children and setting a foundation for them, because long as our history is not being taught in our schools, that's a problem. That means that we're not sitting at the table and we're not making the tables to sit at. So like I said, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. And let me see. Look, they like that. They say, I agree, our kids can change the dynamics of sports if we attend our own HBCUs. I'm telling you, that's true.
That's my man, Andre McCullum, Hillside High School graduate basketball player. Went on to do his thing in the collegiates, and then went on to play with the Harlem Globetrotters. That's my man. So, but he knows that because he coaches a lot of these kids that are coming up. So
wow. Dr. Gregory said we devalue Black businesses. Y'all, we can go on and on and on. I'm telling you, because listen, all of this is so important. It's so important. And people, listen, when we have shows like this, make sure you have your children sitting at your feet.
That's right.
This is the time where they need to be taught and raised.
That's right. And let me just say one thing before we get out of here. Just listening to my sons talk tonight, it lets me know that we as parents have done a great job because you teach your children the way they should be, and then once they grow up, they kind of manifest into what they are. So both of them, I just want to say I love both of y'all to death. I thank both of you for what you're doing. Continue doing what you're doing. Both of you guys are pillars in this community. So many people look up to both of you guys. I got a DJ Academy. I just got a new student into the DJ Academy, and we're doing it virtually. He didn't know the show out was my son. Wow. And so once he figured that out, it was crazy. So because he looks up to Show Out, but he didn't know that Show Out was my son. But anyway, both of them make me proud as a parent, and I just want y'all to keep doing what you're doing.
Well, I'm going to end this show on tonight with Proverbs 22:6. And this is basically what you just said. Now, the minister was going to be the minister. She can't be who she is, okay? And Proverbs 22:6 says, with the NIV so y'all can know, but we know teach a child in the way it should go, they won't depart. right? But Proverbs 22:6 says, start children off in the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. So make sure you're teaching your children and setting the foundation so those seeds can grow to awesome, awesome, awesome men and women of God that are going to rule this country.
That's right.
Oh, I'm speaking life this morning. I say this evening.
That's right.
And they're going to run this country, and they're going to run the communities, and they are the congressmen, and they are the presidents, right? So thank y'all again. Look at DJ Double J. He ready to go. DJ, he ready to go. Look at him.
I'm actually ready to go eat because I worked out and I ain't get to eat yet. So that's good.
All right. Well, y'all be blessed. And listen, you guys, I want you to know the love with the love of the Lord and forgive like you want to be forgiven. And if God be for you, who could be against you? Absolutely nobody. So go make some changes in the world.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out.
See you.
Bye-bye.